Raptors show us once again how deep they are and how talented this basketball team actually is as they win 113-97 over the Orlando Magic and improve to 10-4 on the year, are still perfect at home. And the Magic, who had won 3 straight coming into the ball game, they lose to the Raptors end their winning streak. And Charlotte, who came into Toronto, had won 2 in a row. The Raptors end their winning streak. And like I said, the Raptors stay perfect at home. They've won 2 in a row at home. They're feeling fantastic right now. And what a ball game. Because, Pascal Siakam didn't have the Pascal Siakam type of game. But everybody else kind of contributes to help this team win. And that's what the Toronto Raptors team is oh so special about. First off, they hold the Orlando Magic to under 100 points. Now, ideally, I think it was about halftime, we saw Nikola Vucevic and Aaron Gordon go down and leave the game. So ideally, you can arguably say, well, Gordon only played 12 minutes. Vucevic only played 11. Ideally, Vucevic was 1 of 7 when he was playing, but again, those are 2 huge guys for their team, and they both went down with injuries and didn't return. So if you're a Raptor fan, you look at that and you're like, all right, you just have to win this game. And they did. They won by 16. They looked really solid. Again, it wasn't a pretty game, though. I wouldn't say they played their best game tonight with the Raptors. But again, good teams, great teams, find ways to win. And tonight was one of those nights where they didn't play great, but they scrapped, they fought, and they found a way to get the W tonight. And really, that's all that matters. All right, let's get to this now. First quarter, the offense was guns a-blazing for both teams. 32 apiece, but at one point in that first quarter, Raptors, I think, were down by 8. They ended up clawing back, including being down by like 4 late in the first. The bench guys come in, Terrence Davis, Chris Boucher, and they come in and ball and end up tying the game and having it, like I said, 32-32 after 1 quarter of play. Great job early on by the Raptors. Now, in the second quarter, the Raptors continue that stretch, and it's all from your bench guys. Terrence Davis, Chris Boucher were just balling like crazy again tonight. Terrence Davis started the game 5 of 5 from the field. At one point at 8 points in 2 minutes. The guy was incredible. Terrence Davis ends up finishing the ball game with 19 points, a career high, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, on 7 of 10 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line, 3 of 5 from 3. He has a block in the game. He's a plus 22 on the floor. He only played 27 minutes. He was spectacular, and Boucher with back-to-back double-doubles for him, so he's been really electric, including huge dunks today. Huge dunks. I think he had 1 or 2 follow-up dunks. One was on Hollis-Jefferson's break where his layup went too long, and Boucher cleaned up the mess. And then off the dribble, Boucher drove and just slammed it home. I mean, we're seeing every game this team get better and better. And I'm watching guys like Boucher, and I'm watching guys like Terrence Davis, and I'm just in awe. And even Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, even he didn't play the greatest ball game today, but he's energy. And you saw it even in this ball game. Yeah, his shot wasn't falling, and it wasn't the greatest ball game for him, but he still had some energy, and we'll get to him in a little bit. In that second quarter, like I said, the Raptors came out great in the second quarter. They finished the second quarter pretty strong as well. They're plus 10. They give up 19 points in the second quarter, and they scored 29 plus 10. So as you guys can tell, the Raptors are up by 10 at the half. And that's what makes this Raptor team so good, is that defensively, they didn't have a great first quarter. You can see that. But in the second, they dialed in, they tightened up, and they made a lot of great plays. And, I mean, look, you get 32 in 1 quarter, but somehow you flip a switch and you leave up 19 the next. Now, were there some wide open misses from the Orlando Magic? Yes, but a lot of credit has to go to the Raptors for their defensive prowess there in that second quarter, and you're at the half, you're up by 10, you're feeling great. In the third quarter, it was more of a defensive game for both teams. I thought I got to give Orlando credit. Without Gordon, without Vucevic, they played a really good defensive third quarter, as well as the Raptors. And the Raptors still found a way to be plus 1, 18-17. A very low-scoring third quarter. Raptors won that by 1, up 11 going into the fourth quarter. And at that point, you're pretty much in that state. Well, you got the 11-point lead going into the fourth. You got to find a way to close this game out and get the victory. And they did just that. They won by 5, 34-29 in the fourth quarter, and they win by 16. So, yeah, a shaky first quarter, And offensively, at times, it got a little sloppy. But overall, you come away with a 16-point victory at home, and it was a great job all around by the Raptors today. I mean, they shot 52% from the field, great. They only shot 33% from three, 9 for 27, so a little bit lower than we're used to seeing, and 14 of 19 from the line, 74%. So again, that's a little bit lower than we're used to seeing. But the defense is where this Raptor team comes through and is incredible. Listen to this. They hold Orlando to 38% from the field and only 28% from three. Those two numbers, you hold any team to those type of numbers, you're going to win almost all the time. Now, they only shot 64% from the line, 18 of 28. I mean, obviously, we know the whole spiel of them getting to the line 28 times, and that was just what happened again today. But a great job by the Raptors being able to shoot the ball extremely well. Rebounding was a big problem early on, but as the game went along, the Raptors really started to clean it up. Raptors ended up being +4 on the glass, but -6 in the offensive rebounds category, 16 to 10. And a lot of those offensive boards were early in the ball game and in that third quarter. So, again, Raptors did a pretty good job there. 26 assists, not the 40 they had last game, but still 26 is a very good number for the Raptors. Great job there. 5 steals. They had 9. 7 blocks for the Magic. Raptors had 5. 11 turnovers apiece, but the Raptors dominated the paint. I mean, they just worked the paint. And that's the funny thing, guys, right? You always talk about teams who take a lot of threes don't usually get to the free throw line a lot. And the Raptors do take their fair amount of threes. But you see, the Raptors had 68 points in the paint. They had 40. They got to the line, 9 more times. Not sure how that works. But again, it's not like they're some defensive juggernaut of a team. They're a good defensive ball club, but they're not a juggernaut. And that's why I was a little shocked to see that category the way it was, but whatever. And even though they had the 16 to 10 offensive boards category, the Raptors were actually +1 in the second chance points, 10-9, so a great job there. And then the fast break points, Raptors do what they do, 21 to 11, so a +10 on the fast break points, and a really good job by the Raptors today. Now let's get to the specifics of these players, because we talked about the game, we broke down the quarters, we talked about the team stats. Now let's get to player by player. Pascal Siakam, I wouldn't say he had a very good ball game. I'm not saying he was bad, because there were times where he did a really good job, especially in that early part of the fourth quarter. I thought he looked a lot better. But again, he had 18 points, 11 rebounds. That's apparently not a great ball game for Pascal. 4 assists, 7 of 18, 3 of 4 from the line, 1 of 4 from 3. He had a steal and a block in the game. And it was a +6 while he was on the floor. So again, like I said, not a terrible game for Pascal, but he wasn't the main focus, I guess, in the ball game. And we'll get to who was the main focus in a little bit here. All right, OG Anunoby, didn't have a crazy good game, but he had 9 points, 4 boards, shot 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, 1 of 3 from 3. He had a block in the game, did not get poked in the eye, so that's great to see. But again, OG's just there to play solid defense, knocking some shots here and there. And I would have liked to see him shoot a little bit more, but again, 9 and 4 on 50% shooting, I'll take it any day. No problem there. All right, Marc Gasol, again, like we talked about in the last video, guys, he's not going to put up a lot of points. 5 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists on 2 of 4 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3, and a steal and a block did Marc Gasol. So again, not a big night for Marc Gasol, but he does the things to help this team win. That's what you like to see. Fred VanVleet, what a game for this guy. With Pascal not shooting the ball extremely well, and OG not knocking down 24 like he did in the last game, you needed Fred VanVleet to step up and take that shot, and he did. 24 points, 1 rebound, he had 7 dimes in the game, 10 of 19 shooting, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, only 1 of 5 from 3, and 2 steals in the game, +8 when he was on the floor. Freddie VanVleet was incredible shooting the ball. He did a really good job getting inside the paint and creating a lot of havoc down low. A lot of quick moves down low for Freddie VanVleet, and he did a great job creating space and helping his guys get easy buckets. He's been a wizard this year, and it's really fun to watch. And Norman Powell continues to score double figures. He's not knocking down 20. He's not knocking down the big shots. But he had 15. He played 38 minutes. Yeah, it was quite a bit. But he had 15 points, 1 rebound, couple assists on 7 of 12 shooting. He was 1 of 4 from 3. But he was 7 of 12 shooting, guys. He did +5 while he was on the floor. Norman Powell has really shown himself lately. But the question still remains with Norm. Can he do it consistently for the rest of the year? I'm not saying he's going to score double digits in every single game, but I'm saying, can he put a lot of games together where he's consistently shooting the ball well? And for Norm, I think I've been extremely impressed with him. You look at, where are we here? 6 of his last 7 games, he's had over 14 points. You know, he had 15 against Orlando, 17 against Charlotte, 26 against Dallas. He only had 2 against Portland, but he had 15 against the Clippers, 14 against the Lakers, and an 18 against New Orleans. I mean, that entire road trip, except for that one game against Portland, he was great. So it's great to see Norm Powell showing his worth. And you know why? He's not forcing his shots. He's taking what the defense is giving him. If he drives into the lane and there's a lot of defense on the inside, he kicks it to somebody else. He doesn't force the shot up, and that's what we got used to seeing with Norm, taking these contested, really difficult shots, trying to be a hero. And we have not seen that over the last little bit from Norm Powell. He's been incredible. He's been solid. He's been sound. And that's what we like to see from Norm. A great job from him filling in for, again, Lowry's been injured. He went down in that Pelicans game. And since that game, Powell stepped in. He had a great game in New Orleans. And then, 5 of the other 6 after that, he's been in double figures. So a great job by Norman Powell. And the man of the night for myself, I mean, you guys go back to the preseason previews and the preseason games. I was talking about him there. Terrence Davis II. This guy. I mean, I was thinking about it today, right? I'm watching the ball game, and I'm seeing him knock down these shots, and I'm thinking to myself, what does Terrence Davis do wrong? I mean, we've seen him countless times. If you watch the game really in depth, you'll know that the defense he brings is incredible. His on-ball D is incredible. The way he gets into the passing lanes is insane. And he rebounds the ball at a really good rate. He had 8 rebounds today. I think he had 7 yesterday. He had 7 assists in the last game. But he rebounds the ball at an extremely good rate. He had 5 assists today. 5 assists. So he moves the ball extremely well. He's a really good... I'm insanely impressed with his poise. That's the stuff that I'm looking at with Terrence Davis. And the guy who's undrafted, who's never played, goes into a training camp, makes the preseason roster, makes the team out of camp, and then is showing this type of stuff. It's remarkable to see from Terrence Davis. The ball movement he does, and then he shoots the 3 at an amazing rate. I mean, he had 19 points today. Going into the game, he shot 45% from the field, 46% from 3. What does he do wrong? I mean, really, if you guys can pinpoint one thing, fine, please tell me. But man, if it's some nitpicky thing, well, he turns the ball over, he's a little bit of foul trouble. If that's the problem of Terrence Davis, I'll take it any day. What an amazing job by TD2 today. 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 dimes on 7 of 10 shooting. 3 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line. He hasn't missed a free throw this season. I probably just jinxed him. And he had a block in the ball game, plus 22 for Terrence Davis. The guy all around is incredible. He's becoming one of my favorite players on this team. But I'm trying to pump the brakes a little bit because we're still early in the year. But Terrence Davis is really showing a lot of great things for this team. And he continues to break his personal records. I mean, he obviously had a career high in points today. I think he had a career high in assists in his last game. He had 8 rebounds. Is that his career high, this season? I don't know. I'm going to try and check that out real quick to see if he broke his career high in rebounds. Yeah, he did that too today. Terrence Davis is balling. I don't know where he came from. Well, we obviously know where he came from, but, I mean, he was undrafted. How did all these teams pass up on a kid like this? But you know what I say to that? I don't care. He's on the Raptors. That's what I care about. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, guys, I wouldn't say he had a prototypical really good basketball game, but he was sound. And I think that's the big thing for Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. He played 27 minutes. He only had 6 points, but he had 5 rebounds, couple assists, shot 3 of 6. He missed all 3 free throws he made, so that's a little bit of an issue there. He took 1 3, he missed it. But he had a steal in the ball game. He was a plus 21 on the floor. You know the defense you're going to get from Rondae. He gave it to you tonight. He was remarkable. And Chris Boucher, like I said earlier in the video, a double-double in back-to-back games for Chris Boucher. 14 points, 11 rebounds on 5 of 10 shooting, 4 of 4 from the line. Missed both threes he took, but he had a block in the ball game. Plus 22 for Boucher in only 20 minutes. So the combination of Terrence Davis, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, and Chris Boucher were combined, let me do some math here, a combined 63. That's pretty damn good. Plus 22 for Davis, plus 21 for Hollis-Jefferson, and plus 22 for Chris Boucher. Incredible. This team, if one guy's off, the next guy steps in. OG didn't score 24 today. Don't worry about it. Freddie's got 24. Freddie has an off night. Don't worry. Terrence Davis and Boucher are going to chip in. This team has somebody almost every single night that comes out there and balls. Now, we also heard today that it's a rumbling that Serge Ibaka could be back this weekend. Now, I personally say no, depending who they're facing, actually. Let me see that on Saturday. They're in Atlanta. No. Serge, you stay put. You don't know. I love you, Serge. Boucher is playing fantastic. There's no necessity to bring Serge Ibaka in this lineup in the next game. You don't play till Saturday. You got Thursday, Friday off before you play on Saturday. There's no need to play Serge Ibaka on that night, because after that on Saturday, you don't play back-to-back. You come back home for Philly on Monday. That, for me, that's the game I want Serge Ibaka coming back for. But that's just my opinion, because I want to see these kids continue to ball. It's a lot of fun watching them play, all right? So, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed this ball game, once again, smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. Who the heck's your MVP today? Would you give it to Freddie? Would you give it to Terrence Davis? I don't know, guys. There's lots of guys you could choose from here. You could give it to Pascal, a double-double, 18 and 11, but there's all kinds of guys you can go for. My guy, though, as much as I love Terrence Davis, and he's my guy, Fred VanVleet. That's my MVP today. The general, the guy who ran the floor yet again today, and not only runs the floor, he runs the floor and gets W's, and that's the key. I love what I saw from Freddie today. The energy that he always brings night in, night out is incredible. Now, if you guys give it to Terrence Davis, I would not be opposed. He's my guy. I love the kid. I can't wait to see him succeed with this team and take him to the next step. I can't wait to see this kid continue to progress and continue to grow. All right? Let me hear your guys' thoughts. Everything you want to talk about Raptors Edition down in the comments below. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, guys. Do like great stuff, and I will talk to you guys Leafs Edition. With obviously new coach Sheldon Keefe behind the helm tomorrow in Arizona, taking on the Coyotes. All right, the Coyotes are a very good team, a very good defensive team. And for the Leafs, obviously you've lost 6 straight. You just made a coaching change. What are the Leafs on the ice going to do? What are they going to do? I don't know. We're going to have to see tomorrow. 9 o'clock puck drop there in Arizona. All right, and as for the Raptors, as we've talked about, their next game is on Saturday in Atlanta, taking on the Hawks. 7:30 tip-off there as the Raptors look to take care of business. Once again, you're facing a team that you should beat. They are 4-9. They've lost 3 straight. They're 2-8 in their last 10. Other than Trae Young, they really don't have anything going for them. If you're the Raptors, you got to go in there and take care of business. Because this could be a very big trap game, because obviously you have Philly on Monday at home. Big energy game. You haven't played Philly since the shot was made last year. So obviously there's going to be energy at Scotiabank Arena there on Monday. You got to take care of business on Saturday against Atlanta. You cannot look past any team. The Raptors have done an incredible job of not looking past any team this year so far. They're now 10-4 in the year. They've won a couple in a row. They're feeling fantastic. Even with Lowry and Ibaka still out, they're still playing incredible basketball. All right. So guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you guys on Saturday.